Ever lain in bed worried that your Miniart PzKpfw IV full interior kit simply doesn't have enough parts? Then you need an etch upgrade set. Hello, welcome to Model Kit Stuff. Yes, as if you could ever think a Miniart kit doesn't have enough parts. Well, if you're that sort of person that wants lots of parts, we can give you even more. And we're going to do a quick product review of Eduard's PzKpfw IV House H in 1:35 scale upgrade etch set, which is their kit number 36461. So this is for the, it doesn't have to be for the interior version. I think it's only exterior detail on here, but this is the upgrade set that will just enhance that lovely plastic kit you got from Miniart. So without further ado, let's have a look. If you've not used photo-etch before, Eduard is a good place to set to start off. It's easy to use etch. It's generally a little bit more robust than some. It has delicate small parts, but I always treat photo-etch as an optional extra. So you can put it on if you wish, and you can ignore it if you wish. So what we get in this set is a sheet of photo-etch and two instruction pages, one A4 and one A4 that's been cut in half clearly. In the UK this is going to set you back around about £10, maybe a bit less plus postage. So let's have a look at our instructions to start with. So typical layout for Eduard, we have a little image of the fret of parts. We have a key as to some of the symbols that we're going to see, or the symbols that are used throughout the instructions. And then we have a secondary key which has the coloured elements. So things like fill, remove, and so on. So the basic rule of thumb is anything you see in blue is photo-etch, anything you see in black is the original plastic part. And that gives you an idea as to how much is going on. There isn't necessarily a sequence to these either. They don't necessarily follow the build instructions. So the fact that they have started off with this wooden block doesn't mean that that's step one in the kit instructions. So you do have to cross-reference and mark up your kit instructions as to where these are coming in. So we're starting with this wooden block, which clearly is going to replace the plastic one. We'll have a look at the etch one in a minute. So we have to make up the block, locking mechanism or something or other there as well. So and a tray to sit it on. So there's quite a lot of detail there. It also means you could take the block out, have a more detailed tray, which might be a nice look. Then we've got some photo-etched brackets for various tools and your bolt cutter there. And then up on the top, we've got an instruction on how to make relief marks in your etch. We usually do that with a biro, it says a ballpoint pen there. And we're making up the little box on the side there that the wheels get stored in. Then we've got the C-hooks in their little cradle with the locking arm in it, and more tool clasps and clips to hold it all in place. So it's a lot of the clips and things that you can do more finely in etch than you can do in plastic. Then we have, not quite sure what they are, some form of fastening for that. So I don't know whether that drops down or whatever. It seems to say open or closed. So yeah, I guess you can. A little bit of modification to that, taking those bits off there. And then when we turn over, we've got more tools: spade, starter handles, axes and the like, the jack. Then we've got the storage box on the back where we are putting in a replacement lid by the looks of it. So we're using the kit part at the back, but the actual lid is being replaced by an etch one, and that has the inside ribbing of that as well, so you could have it popped open, which would allow you then to put some stowage in there. It looks like we're also making proper brackets as well, which is nice. And then we've got the clips there for opening and a little padlock, all very nice. So that's the first page, and then on this single-sided one we've got the spaced armour that goes around the turret. We've got both the mounting brackets and the armour, the locking pins, the opening doors. So replacing all of the plastic parts in the kit. So yeah, very nice. So again, like I say, a lot of this is options. The smallest parts will be all the clips for the tools. But let's have a look at the etch and get a feel for that. So a single piece of photo etch, the largest bit being these bits of armour for around the hull, which you're going to have to carefully form. If I just have a look, yeah, we have some pre-marked out fold points and the mounting points for the brackets, so that makes that simpler. I might be tempted to put the brackets on there first and then onto the model, not the other way around. Our wooden box has got some very nice wood grain on there, so that'll look nice with a wash. And we can see our lid with the interior, and then we've got all these various little, got some rivets and all sorts of bits and pieces there, most of it for mounting the tools, and that'll just bring an added level of realism and scale to the model. Some of this, you know, you might decide you're going to do the bigger stuff and leave the smaller stuff. That's fine, just dip into whatever you want. But for that particularly, it's going to give it a much more in-scale look, because the plastic will be thicker than that and then tapered on the edge to make it look thin. But there's only so much you can do with the confines of moulding, so the etch really comes into its own. And of course, because it's metal, you can genuinely form it to look a little bit battered and bent, and it'll look just like the real thing. So it does give you some advantages. So that's a nice little set, if you ask me. So there you have it, Eduard's PzKpfw IV Ausf H 1:35 scale for the Miniart kit. Their reference number 36461. I think it's a great little set that's just going to uplift the details, and if you're doing something like the full interior kit and you're really going to town on it, that gives you some nice elements at a fairly reasonable cost. Just £10 all in. That's not expensive for what you get. Of course, it's not for everybody's taste. A Miniart kit has a lot of parts anyway, and they do a good job of the moulding, so you could get away with putting none of this on and it'd still look just as good. It's all down to how much time you want to spend on the build, how accurate you want to make it. It's a personal choice. Instructions are good and clear. I like Eduard photo etch. I use it on my vehicles and I use it on my ships. I think they do a really good job of the photo etch in the main. Okay, hope that was useful. If you are thinking about getting an upgrade set, you now know what Eduard offer you. Take care, you enjoy all modelling, and I'll see you very soon.